Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to Komorebi. We last left off, Dante and Klace, both lost $500 on a bet, which is kind of funny. Kind of sucks how, Isaac's heart-to-heart kind of spoiled it, but it was funny either way. But, yeah, we're gonna be continuing on. And, yeah.
Experience supplemental fragment. Cipher.
We'll just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. This is... what day is it? What's the date of this fragment? Friday, January 3rd.
Isaac, how long has this been going on, exactly?
What do you mean?
Working for Cipher?
Oh, I forgot.
How did you forget?
Well, it's just one of those things.
I see.
Doubt.
He's stalling.
I'm not, I swear. You've never had one of those things before? Something that's gone on for so long you forget when it started?
Sometimes.
I do, actually. When I started tolerating you.
Ouch.
To be fair, I know what he's talking about.
Me or Dante?
You. It's hard to pinpoint the origin of a habit, especially when it's something you do every day.
Yeah.
He must have been doing this for a long time, Dante.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
Well, almost as long as I've been working for Argus.
How does that work?
Wasn't that your first and only job?
Yeah.
How'd you remain undercover for so long?
Remember, I'm a prodigy.
Oh my god.
Your humility is showing again.
I'm good at keeping secrets. Is that better?
Not really.
It's not in this sense, no.
Oh, so you want me to spill all of yours?
Dropping it.
Hey, I have a question. Have you ever met Hermes?
Actually, I haven't had the pleasure.
Wait, you work for someone you've never met.
Well, it's the same with Argus. Not like I've met their leader either.
Fair?
What if the leader works for Argus too?
I wouldn't be surprised.
But Isaac and I both know that,
It's not like Cipher is a minimal threat. They have inside info on a grand scale.
he's Hermes.
Is Toronto their home base?
Maybe. Maybe not. We make sure that we're always untraceable. Whenever we talk, we mask our face and voice, too.
How do you know Hermes is a guy then?
That's just what he told everybody.
Fair enough.
Do you think he'll reveal himself when this is all over?
Probably. Cipher would be Argus's first real competitor. We don't need another leader who operates from the shadows. I think we're heading toward a world of progress and transparency. It's just unfortunate that those people had to die.
Yeah.
Did that affect Cipher's morale at all?
Not really. Well, at least not in a negative way. It seems like grief has become hope for a lot of people. Or maybe something stronger than hope. It's like, we know this is gonna end in our favor.
Termination?
I can't believe this will all be resolved on the 5th.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Isaac, you better know what you're doing. I swear to God. This is all for naught. Then, yeah, that kind of sucks.
Experience pivotal fragment. Milestone.
Yeah, this is the hotel room. Still. Well, chilling in the hotel room. There's no greater power than moral support. True. Alright, it's the third still. Also, if you hear any background noise, it's just my fan AC because it's hot. It's still like kind of summer-ish, which sucks. Which was already fall. But yeah, alright. We all stand around the hotel room, socializing amongst ourselves. Isaac and Taylor invited a few friends over, so the room was pretty packed. It must be nice for Taylor to find some time for his streamer friends. I imagine a life like that would be pretty busy and full of schedule conflicts. Dante and Isaac stand beside me, and we talk about our experience thus far. But Dante is clearly grumpy. Something must be bothering him.
Seriously, Dante, what's wrong?
Nothing.
You're a terrible liar.
I mean, I lost $500. Can you blame me for not being happy?
Yeah, 'cause it's gonna bet you knew you'll probably lose.
I definitely can. You're bringing down the vibes, man.
Taylor's ears perk up and he immediately runs over.
Sorry, I couldn't miss this. Go on, Dante. Keep being a sore loser.
He sips his drink while he waits for Dante to respond.
I'm not taking your bait. Besides, I didn't deserve to lose. Something suspicious is going on here.
Oh, so you were cheated.
Absolutely.
Alright, Dante. Klace walks over.
I definitely didn't cheat. We lost fair and square, Dante.
He just doesn't want to accept it.
It's karma, if you ask me. Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Karma for what?
Making my chat buy you those headphones? Come on, we all know that was low.
I mean, not... They offered. The chat offered. They didn't really have to say anything.
It wasn't low. And besides, that wasn't even my fault.
Yeah, they decided to buy them headphones.
How not?
Isaac is the one that brought it up to begin with.
And that's not how I remember it.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
I'm out of the loop here.
Kyron steps over.
Story of my life. What's going on?
Dante begged my chat for free money.
No. That's not how I remembered it.
Ooh, that's low.
I did not.
Where's your proof? Show me. Come on.
Hold on, I'll scroll back through the group chat.
Wait, I'm starting to remember.
Oh, how convenient.
But let's drop it anyway. We're here to celebrate with Delta, right?
I still want to absolve myself, if that's okay with you.
Nope, not necessary.
Isaac places his hand on my shoulder, clearly changing the subject. It's like he knew Dante was right and he was responsible. I try to think back, but personally I can't remember. A lot has happened in that group chat since I arrived.
Thanks a lot, Isaac. We could have messed with him for a little bit longer.
Yeah, but it was Isaac's fault.
We'll get around to it.
Taylor smirks and then goes back to his friends. They laugh and smile. I could tell he gets along great with them. He almost looks more happy with them than he does with us. But I guess it makes a difference to hang out with people in your field. And especially to hang out with a group that isn't fighting Argus like we are. I'm an agent of Cypher now. That definitely was on my to-do list.
Well, Delta, how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Getting cleared, I mean. Must be a big weight off your shoulders.
I can act. He is old. He is old. He's probably in his like 40s or something. That's not a good thing. We're all around like 21. He's probably in his 40s. He's old. I don't think that's a good option.
I could tell. You're acting a lot different. Not in a bad way or anything.
He smiles and gives me a soft laugh.
Did, anything ever happen, by the way? I mean, with how he was going off curriculum?
No, we were just running out of things to talk about.
I see. So he chose current events. Well, that's good enough for me. I was starting to wonder if he could be part of Cypher. You know, showing you those anti-Argus pamphlets.
He's definitely not. He seems really high up in Argus.
How high up exactly?
He knew the leader was appearing before anyone else.
Wow. That strikes me as extremely privileged info. You must have got help from the best in the business.
Explains how they got cleared so quick. Felt like it was only a couple sessions.
Like a few weeks worth. Yeah.
It basically was.
Weren't we supposed to keep this stuff on the down low?
I doubt anyone can tell what we're saying, especially with how loud Taylor is.
I can hear you!
He's in the walls!
All right, new subject. You all ready for Hermes Day?
As ready as I can be.
Ready, and kinda scared.
That's basically my life motto these days.
That reminds me, I still need a handle of Dante and Taylor. I owe everyone a heart-to-heart before Hermes Day comes around. Now they've opened up to me, I bet we'll bond even more. It's cool how much better I know everybody compared to a couple weeks ago. We're starting to feel like a real family, in this together until the end. When the time came to enter Argus HQ, no secrets would remain. Unfortunately, that meant for better and for worse. I had no idea how the others would react to learning that Isaac is Hermes. It's all for the greater good, but it definitely called for deception. And if there's anything that can test the limits of forgiveness, it's deception. Of course, not being in touch in their future visions was a pretty bad sign. Just what was going to happen on Sunday, to us, to everybody. I wish I had something to talk about this. It's okay, Delta. It's okay. Yeah, journal, yeah.
View which journal entry?
3. Wait, what was 2 again? I forgot. Oh, yeah, the idiot. Okay, yeah. Wait, he was talking about how did we think he was...
View which journal entry?
How Delta was talking about how they thought that we were them, but them is them and we is we. I don't... It still hurts. AKA Hermes opened up Friday, January 3rd, 2042. I'm really glad that Isaac chose to open up to me and he believed my outlandish theory about what's going on. I suppose he knows Argus better than anybody else, so it makes sense that he believed me. His knowledge helped him achieve almost everything he's done so far, so his validation means a lot. I guess it doesn't even matter if I'm right, though. The way I'm writing these diaries works out in my favor either way. If I'm talking to someone in the future right now, then it'll become evidence and testimony. If something happens and his diary is confiscated by Argus, the same thing happens. So I have to start thinking about the future regardless. Besides, I feel like the world would want to know more about Hermes. These figures that became legends usually never get the chance to be known for who they really are. People like that usually just get summed up by their achievements. Achievements! There's no T! No! And a little else. But I feel lucky that I've gotten to know Isaac on such a personal level. Maybe that's why you're watching me? I can see the appeal in learning more about one of the men who changed the world, but don't forget about his handsome sidekick, alright? I'm putting in some to work too. On a more serious note though, Isaac's story is truly heartbreaking. I can understand why he's doing what he does, and why he's devoted his entire life to it. We're on the verge of the culmination of his entire life's work. And that's really cool to think about, isn't it? Delta. Hey, he signed! They signed! Delta signed the name, finally! Evidence and testimony.
View
Because
which journal entry.
2. Yeah, he didn't sign. He has not signed his. He has not signed. He has not signed their name in a long time. Hello.
View which journal
Okay,
entry.
hold on. Journal entry 1. I want to check that. Oh, yeah, it doesn't make it. Yes, January 1st, 2041. Time warp. Alright, I just wanted to check that because he was saying like how he's an idiot and wrote 2041 instead of 2042. That's funny. Alright.
Experience supplemental fragment. In the clear.
Yes. In the clear. God. This is the first. Okay?
Hmm. We have to throw a party now, right?
Another one? Really?
Hopefully with less booze.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to celebrate Delta's accomplishment.
Celebrate me? Really?
Yeah, getting cleared is a big deal, especially at your age.
Ugh, I hate when people bring up age like that. It's so patronizing. It gets on my nerves.
Patronizing? How so?
Taylor, you're such a good streamer, especially for someone your age.
Oh, now I hate it.
Oh, come on. It can't be that bad.
I'm with Dante and Taylor, actually. I used to get that all the time.
Dante hit Isaac with it.
Really?
Yeah, especially since I got an early start. Those compliments made it feel like my talent was fleeting.
Klace, you're such a good singer, especially at your age.
I didn't want to be seen as good for my age. I just wanted to be seen as good.
Yeah.
You are good, though.
Then why not just say that?
You got me there.
It definitely made me scared of getting older. Or at least, kept me pressured enough to try as hard as I could.
The recipe for burnout. You shouldn't pressure a child like that.
Are these the kind of problems city people deal with? I mean, you are gifted children and you're complaining?
Gifted, in quote.
Well, a gifted child usually ends up as an average adult. Of course, there's a bit of depression sprinkled in there, too.
Yeah, just a bit.
I think I see what you're getting at. But we were talking about throwing a party?
Sorry. Guess I projected a little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, just a little bit.
It's my job as a writer. But, Taylor, feel free to continue.
I just wanted to throw a little party on Friday night. Delta hit a pretty big milestone after all.
You know, I've never actually known anybody who saw a counselor. Is it true that you're just free for the rest of your life?
Yep. Unless my mental health goes under, I guess.
Well, I doubt that'll happen. Especially with the company you keep.
A little full of ourselves today, aren't we?
It's not like that, Dante. Remember, Delta moved here for a reason. They had a counselor back at home, too.
Yeah, I saw him for years.
Exactly. But look at how things went since you moved. Just a couple of weeks and you're already cleared. It's like I said from the start. Things are better here. And I think that's worthy of a party. Don't you?
Should we throw one in our room?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll invite a few of my friends over.
Just don't tell them the real reason we're partying.
Right, of course. They'll just be there to add to the atmosphere. Maybe Isaac can invite a few of his friends, too.
Wait, hon. Is Isaac supposed to have 2 S's or 2 A's? I think he's supposed to have 2 S's.
Sounds good to me.
The text is breaking, no.
Well, that's why we're here, right? To blend into a crowd? Might as well do it with style. And we're still on for the finale of our campaign, right?
Yeah, we'll make sure to do it before the party.
Can't wait to see how it all ends.
Trust me, you're gonna love it.
If Taylor says they're gonna love it, that's a red flag. For me personally, I think it's a red flag. Alright, let's...
Experience. Heart-to-heart fragment. Taylor 4.
Why have to say it like that? Taylor 4! It's like a freaking game show host. Which, I guess kind of works, but... Alright, it's the 3rd. I entered the hotel room with Taylor, ready to chat with him some more. Last time we talked, he opened up a lot. I'm not sure what was left. I know about his vision, his past, and what makes him tick. What else was there? Maybe I could just strike this one off the list. Taylor has made his intentions and personality clear from day one. A moment to let my guard down and relax with a friend? Can't pass that up.
You know, we've got a great view from up here. Pretty high up, but not high enough that the people become a blur.
He stares out the window at the cityscape of Toronto.
You know, I still remember the day I flew here. In fact, I remember every flight I've ever been on.
The way he says this implies that he flew around a lot. Due to his past, I'm pretty certain that the implication is accurate.
I thought it'd only be a matter of time before they transferred me somewhere else. But you know what? They didn't. They basically just threw me away. I guess when you reach a certain age, they think you can fend for yourself. It's odd. Like, one day we wake up with all that added responsibility. Well, responsibility and expectation. The two worst things to go hand in hand. A lot of people just crash and burn in a situation like that. I think the mark of success is someone who perseveres. And persevering means not giving up when things get tough. Or scary. We've been experiencing a lot of that lately.
Is he having doubts about all this? I can't really blame him, but I hate to hear it.
If I didn't already have a following, well, Toronto would have eaten me alive. I only got off the ground because they were willing to help me. But after everything I went through, I don't know, I think I deserved it.
I remember the story about how his allergy was exploited. It's truly terrible that somebody would resort to something like that. But what strikes me as more profound is how it affected Taylor. Someone could come out of that situation bitter and hating the world. Yet here he was, a man who changed for the better. So much so, in fact, that he was certain he had beaten his vision. Of course, he was super flirtatious, and his partners seemed numerous. A key trait of someone looking to make up for lost time. Time lost and pushing everybody away. I stand beside him and look out the window together. The sight was pretty familiar by now with how much I've been up here. But one by one, I've seen my friends taking the sight and enjoy the beauty.
I'd hate to lose what I have. Even if it was in the pursuit of something good. I'm still thankful that Isaac gave us the option to run.
Okay, now okay. Yeah, Isaac probably has 2 ways. I'm probably just thinking stupid because I'm seeing more text errors. He places his hand on the window, leaving a print. It adds to the ones already present, like a mosaic or a stay.
That's why I was thinking about my flights again, by the way. As I flew from place to place, I got to leave my baggage behind. Of course, I just created new baggage, but I can only blame myself for that. As the plane was taking off, I'd stare out the window. In fact, I'd keep my eyes glued to it the entire time. But takeoff and landing were always my favorite. I looked down on the people as we rose up. All of them together, writing the city's story. A story that I'd no longer be a part of. And that hurt me for a while. But as we rose up, they got smaller and smaller. I lost their faces, their outfits, and then, well, everything. You know what? It stopped hurting. It felt good. I'd never have to see anybody that wronged me again. And at the same time, I couldn't hurt anyone else who lived there either. That might have been what made me a bully, to be honest. No matter how much chaos I caused, they'd just move me again. I'd escape all consequences of my actions. I'd have nothing to face. I remember when we started our descent into Toronto. At that point, I had already started to change. Normally, I'd look at a new city as a place to run amok. But because of my hospital stay, I saw things a bit differently. I noticed the people as we landed, going about their days. A city that had a story wholly unaffected by me, yet one that was waiting for me to make my mark. I told myself that I wouldn't make the same mistakes. And now, before you stands the best version of me.
The best version of you, huh? He turns to face me, and I can see the sadness in his eyes.
I'm just scared that things won't stay this way. I turned my life around, became happiness for so many people. What if we get caught? What if we get thrown in jail? What about everyone that looks up to me? What about all the friends that I have in my industry? How can I do something so reckless? Why am I so torn between my image and my beliefs?
It's normal to feel the things you're feeling.
Really? How so?
A little hesitation is normal when you're changing the world. You'll be heralded as a hero for this, not punished.
You think so?
I know so. Argus can't keep the world in their grip.
What if they can? What if they catch us? They can just lock us up. That, and write any narrative they want. Make us look bad.
No, our story will definitely be told. I'll let him know that it's not like that. In fact, I see no reason to hide my theory about the future from him. Well, Argus is working on some new tech.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. It was on their anniversary report, and a follow-up keynote. Can you believe that? They totally ignored the zeros. Instead, they just flaunted everything they could. It's like Dante always says, they only care about their ego. But now, lives are on the line. They have blood on their hands. You were saying, though?
Our memories could absolve us.
You really think so?
Yeah, you could be watching us right now to see if we're good people.
I guess you're right. Especially if this tech comes out in our lifetime. I wonder what things have been like from Isaac's perspective.
I want it to be like from all your perspectives, honestly, but it's probably pretty boring for the most part. It's an interesting thought, to say the least. Running Cypher while dealing with all of us? Anyone else might have caved under the pressure? Pressure? Fred Jones moment. Pressure. Anyone else might have caved under the pressure.
I'm used to being watched and judged from the future anyway.
What do you mean by that?
Well, whenever I end a stream, a rerun is uploaded. People can watch it over and over again, whenever they want. That past version of me is constantly being observed, even now.
Yeah. Stream VODs or even videos.
It's like a time capsule of that exact point in my life. Relative to me, if you watch it now, you're watching from the future. This new tech seems just like that, with a few more layers of depth.
I guess he has a point. It's funny how him and Isaac share the same train of thought as me. This would just be the next generation way of preserving This would just be the next generation way of preserving memories. It's not enough to hear them or see them. We'll be able to live them too. It was obviously an excuse to spy on us even more, which is truly awful. But I know we can turn this around and use it to our advantage. If we secure knowledge that compromised Argus, well, it might not even matter if we fail our mission on Sunday. If they ever made that technology, we can use it to show people our memories. And that would supersede anything Argus said about us. I've never seen that word, so I'm gonna assume. Sure, they could use the technology to invade our privacy even more, but as a double-edged sword, it would let stifled voices be heard.
Reminds me of that talk we had after the Wayfarer. You know, how when people die, they return to the stars?
I nod.
I made a dumb joke about my ancestors watching me make out. Pretty ironic that it's going to be my descendants who have that chance. Almost everything has ended up being the opposite of what I thought.
Oh, I just and you thought we might lose, right?
Yeah. I mean, I still kinda do. But challenging my thoughts can only help in the end. So, I'm gonna try and turn this doubt into resolve.
He smiles at me.
I still plan on sticking to our pact, you know. Whether I believe it's possible or not, it doesn't matter. What matters are the steps I take, here and now. And I'm glad to have you by my side, Delta. Whatever happens, at least I'm not alone in all this. It's just like Kyron said. At least we'd be going down together. So no matter what, I know I've beaten my vision.
He blushes and smiles.
Besides, the darkness feels less scary when you're around.
I hold out my hand, and he places his in mine. We stand there, staring out the window in silence. Perhaps it's because we didn't need words anymore. I could feel everything he wants to say through the grip of my hand. Part of me wonders if he can feel the same in mine. Without a word, he smiles at me and blushes. I smile back, and then our attention is diverted back to the window. Back to Toronto. A city whose story was on the verge of a new page. And with any luck, it'd be a page written by the people, not Argus. Lost their faces. Alright. It's gonna be this one. Or, I think, yeah, I'll do this, yeah, you'll do this, yeah.
Experience supplemental fragment. What if?
What if? Probably one of the biggest questions. What if? We're bouncing around days, holy.
You know, I keep thinking.
Ah, yes, a dangerous habit.
What are you thinking about?
How things could have been.
That's even worse. Nothing hurts more than a what if.
What if Dante stopped talking for once?
See? Definitely hurt.
Don't keep us hanging, Taylor.
Right. I was just thinking about stuff. You know, what if things were different?
I imagine we'd still be at this convention. I mean, I wasn't going to turn down a weekend of fun.
Isaac, he's talking about Cypher and Argus.
Like not getting involved with them, or do you mean if they never existed at all?
Oh, that second one is way more interesting.
If Argus didn't exist, I think I'd have been born in the city. Imagine that. We could have met ages ago.
You think we'd still be friends?
I don't see why not.
It's a big world out there, Kyron. Without Argus, I don't think I'd be here.
You mean alive or in Toronto?
Toronto, obviously. I'm only here because of the system. When I had to move, it chose where to take me.
Oh, so you didn't get to decide?
And you just trusted it to make the right choice?
I guess so.
So the system got you where you needed to go. That's great. All it did was force the zeros into colony life.
I'm sensing that we're at odds here.
Not really. It's just an observation. What's good for you can be bad for someone else.
Fair.
So, without Argus, we might never have met each other. That's kind of a grim thought.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, can't live without me?
Yeah, I had to ruin the moment.
I'm quickly changing my mind.
I'm not sure what my life would be like without Argus, but I really hope that I'd still get to meet all of you.
You're problematic to think about because of what we saw. I'm not sure what exactly would happen to you.
I'm sure we'd be at a concert of yours someday.
Probably that, at least. Hopefully.
Really?
Definitely.
Speak for yourself, fanboy.
I think we'd all still be best friends.
Even if I never moved to Toronto? How would we meet in the first place then?
There's streams.
I don't know.
The odds are stacked against us here.
Oh, yeah. Actually, nah, yeah, how would you meet?
But we can't just give up because the odds are bad. I know in my heart that we'd all be friends no matter what. And sometimes belief is all you need to make things happen. Remember, I'm no stranger when it comes to fighting the impossible. Finding a couple friends is nothing compared to opposing Argus. If I ever lost all of you, I can guarantee that I'd find you.
Still on that screw fate mentality, huh?
It keeps me going, yeah. At the end of the day, I shape my own life.
Maybe you were right from the start then.
Huh?
If we'd all still meet and become best friends, then even if things were different, we'd still be at this convention.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe with a little less treason, though.
Oh, but then where's the fun?
Taylor, you gotta think, man. It's just a funny goof. Alright.
Experience Pivotal Fragment. Rebels and Revels. Finale.
I kinda want to... We'll do that last.
Experience Heart to Heart Fragment. Klace 4.
We'll do the last campaign as the last thing we do. 'Cause it's big. Alright, Klace, what you got for us? I lead Klace into their hotel room, ready to have another chat. Our dance on New Year's Eve was pretty special, but I'm torn. The guilt inside me is growing, and I'm not sure what to do. It's clear that he's going through a tough time, an extremely tough time. Whatever happened in his vision has him contemplating his death. And unfortunately, it seems like he's considering doing it himself. Maybe I didn't need to tell him what I did. With my unique knowledge, I could just be a good friend. That's what I should do, right? Just leave it behind in 2041? I can make up for it without him even knowing. I could save him with my kindness, as it were.
Wow. Look at that view.
He steps toward the window and places his hand on it.
You know, I used to stay in a lot of hotel rooms, but they'd always close the curtain so no one could see inside. For my safety, just like everything else they always do. It was a double-edged sword, though, that's for sure. Because it means I never got to see stuff like this. I bet a lot of people take it for granted. This whole idle world can really rob you of joy. Or at least, the ability to appreciate the little things in life. Have you ever felt lucky that you could go into a mall? Probably not, but maybe that gives you some perspective.
True, I'm sure that an idol needs to sacrifice a lot. But as I learn more about it, I feel so bad for him. He has almost no idea what a normal life is like. And not only that, but his first taste of it will probably be his last. After this hiatus, he has the next 10 years of his life planned out. He's given away his entire youth to experience what we all take for granted.
Anyway, I guess there are more important matters at hand.
He turns to face me, breaking the sight of his distraction.
It's nice to see so many people feeding the zeros out there. I feel bad that we can't help out, but it makes sense for now. Gotta keep my public image in mind, too. Don't want to go out there and openly defy Argus.
He starts pacing around the room, like his thoughts are frightening.
But people died. Argus just stood there and watched it happen. What does that mean for us? You say that there's an agent after us, right? What if we end up dead like those zeros?
That's not gonna happen, Klace.
Are you sure about that, though?
Yeah, me and Isaac have a new theory.
A theory? How is a theory gonna help us out here?
It's about that new technology Argus is making.
What technology is that?
Nostalgia technology. The ability to revisit past memories.
I see.
There's a chance that everything we do will be observed in the future.
Everything?
Yeah, perhaps they're even doing it right now.
But from the future?
I know it sounds weird, but it works in our favor.
How exactly?
We can send a message to the future, one that Argus can't intercept.
And what kind of message would that be?
Evidence and testimony, especially from our visit to their HQ.
Oh, I see what you mean. A memory can't be forged or modified.
Exactly. If we live for the future, our lives become a time capsule.
Live for the future, huh? You know, my old manager used to tell me that. We even talked about performances in VR.
Performances in VR?
Your theory's kinda similar, isn't it?
Similar how?
Well, all I'd have to do is record one performance. They could set it up to loop for the rest of eternity if they wanted. Anyone could immerse themselves in that world and watch it happen.
Oh, it's starting to make sense.
So if we ever did that, I'd be living for the future, capturing one moment in time meant to be viewed later on. We do that with photos and videos all the time anyway. And trust me, I'm no stranger to the flash of a camera. I just hope that they don't abuse this technology. It really blurs the lines between right and wrong.
That's true, yeah. I don't elaborate on that theory in an attempt to avoid the scary parts. It's clear that Argus wants to use this to invade our lives even more. True, but we can use this technology against Argus.
Really?
As soon as it comes to fruition, we can show the world our memories.
So we basically script our lives in a way that antagonizes Argus. If they really are bad, then that shouldn't be a problem. Especially if we're going to be in the heart of their HQ.
He's catching on.
It's pretty cool when you think about it. You know, I've gotten used to having eyes on me at all times. It might be nice for people to see things from my perspective for once. Hopefully they don't think our dance was too cheesy.
He laughs and smiles at me.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, by the way?
Oh, there is so much I want to talk about with him. But I can't talk about it, or else he'll figure out what I did to him. I mean, I feel like he already knows. He must already know, right? I was the only one who could have entered his room during that time frame. Not only that, but I doubt I put the business card back on the right page. Taylor even told me that he started locking his door after that happened. Then why is he talking to me right now? Why is he so friendly and open to this outlandish theory of mine? Part of me wonders if it was intentional, like a cry for help. Maybe he wanted someone to read his diary. No, that couldn't be it. I realize he's staring at me, awaiting a response. After shaking my head, I apologize for losing my train of thought.
No worries, happens all the time.
I simply say the first thing that comes to mind. I wanted to learn more about you, actually.
Really?
Yeah, your life seems like it'd be really interesting.
From the outside, I'm sure it does. But I assure you, it's pretty sad and boring.
Want to put that to the test? He smiles again.
Sure, why not? After this hiatus, I'll need permission for everything. Might as well capitalize on my one taste of freedom, right? And if other people listen in on this one day, well, even better. I can open up to everybody while only opening up to you. I'd call that a win-win, wouldn't you?
I'd say so, yeah. He sits down on the edge of the bed and scoffs.
You have any idea how weird you sound, though? I mean, people spying on us from the future? If Komorebi wasn't real, I probably wouldn't believe you. But my life proves firsthand that the past and future can interact.
I find it odd that I came up with this theory. The only person in the group who didn't experience a vision. At least their unique situations worked out in my favor here.
You know, this is kind of like writing in my diary. But instead of recording stuff on paper, we're using our minds. At least with this, I know other people are going to be seeing it.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to take that statement. I choose not to ask for clarification.
Well, what did you want to know? After New Year's Eve, I'd trust you with anything.
Sitting down beside him, I think of what I should ask. I can't be too invasive, as I'm pretty sure some topics are off limits. Especially his vision. His family life seems like a touchy subject too, though. Apparently his manager was the closest thing he had to something normal. And he mentioned he had people up in the stars, watching him live his life. It's odd. No matter what, I find myself circling back to his career as a pop idol. Even though I was aching to ask about other matters, I didn't know how to go about it. I wonder if that's how you felt. No matter what, you'd always circle back as well. Perhaps he wanted to talk about the things that are bothering him. I'm reminded of visits to my counselor, and things I wanted to say but couldn't. Sometimes he had no choice but to wear a mask and deflect tough conversations. I noticed the bed shake slightly. In his position at the edge, he's kicking his feet back and forth. His heels hit the frame in a steady rhythm. Dud, dud, dud. It's like the ticking of a clock, reverberating through my body. Each time his foot strikes the bed, marks a second that passes without words. Like we both share the same knowledge, yet refuse to admit it to one another. Instead, we enjoy the silence of a world where secrets haven't come to light. As alluring as the pall of ignorance can be, however, we need to move forward. Nobody ever got anywhere notable by hiding from the difficult truths in life. These are all touchy subjects. What's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory? What an odd question.
Dud.
I think it was one of my earliest birthdays, surrounded by people watching me open presents. I don't think I understood what a birthday party was just yet. I just knew that they were staring at me with a ton of expectation, something that happens to me all the time, even now. Present after present, I kept tearing open boxes. But eventually, I opened a special one from my parents. That's the first thing I can ever recall. It was a toy microphone. It'd record your voice and play it back. You could apply a few effects to it, too.
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
I remember taking that thing everywhere. I'd ask people to let me perform for them.
He scoffs again.
At least then, I got to request that they listen. Right now, everyone demands it like they deserve it. And here I am, entertaining their demands like a fool.
Dud. Dud. Dud.
It's funny how flawed we all really are. Yet, we try so hard to cover it up. We burden ourselves with the pursuit of purpose. But we fail to see that the pursuit itself can be our purpose. Eventually, most people find that purpose in somebody else. They fall in love, settle down, and let time get the better of them. But in order to love somebody, you have to accept that you'll lose them too.
Dud.
I was never any good at that part. So sometimes it feels easier to just push that all aside. I'd rather find purpose in myself instead of somebody else. Or at least, that's what I used to think. This hiatus has started to challenge all of my views. It made me feel things I thought I'd be too scared to feel. And I think that's what it means to be alive. To always be at odds with the world and ourselves. Because you know what? Anything else is just boring.
No more duds. He seems calm and collected now. He's definitely gone off on a tangent, changing his subject almost at random. But I could tell he was doing it out of anxiety, an anxiety that has now dissipated. Actually, it was nice to hear him talk about his views on life. It's incredible how much better I know him than I did just yesterday. It really does feel like the new year is a new beginning for everything. If I know anything about Klace, I know he's seconds away from circling back to idle life once again. One more thud, but this time it's from Klace standing up.
Do you think that's enough for now?
I nod. I'm not gonna push him to talk any more than he wants to. It's weird though. I really thought I knew what he'd say next.
You know, I thought it'd be harder to open up like that. But I guess the circumstances are pretty unique.
I'm happy that you opened up like that. I'm here for you.
Thanks, Delta. It means a lot. Let's leave the rest for next time, alright? I'd rather not make this feel like a final chat.
There is a next time.
Especially with what we're planning to do on Sunday. So, let's push through it and pick this up on a new day.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect.
It's a grim agreement, even if it doesn't seem that way. But I have no reason to believe we're in grave danger. We'd survive, and I'll learn even more about my friend. Perhaps I'll learn more about what's really going on. When it came to his story, I can tell I barely scratched the surface. Of course, I only know this because of what I did with his diary. Maybe I'm projecting more importance onto him than I should be. I mean, all my friends have secrets, even I have my own fair share. My inside knowledge shouldn't dictate my attitude toward him, should it? I don't know. If he really is going through something as bad as I think, then he needs a friend by his side, whether he admits it or not. Good job, Delta. You're trying to justify your terrible actions.
Wanna get back outside? I'm sure our friends are tired of waiting.
I nod. I didn't quite get the information I was looking for, but I feel like our bond is getting stronger and stronger. If I wanted to help him, then that's what I need to focus on. After all, you shouldn't approach a friendship with ulterior motives. If I want to make progress, I have to go about it naturally. And that applies to everything, not just matters of Klace. So until next time. Lose them too. God. Yeah.
Experience supplemental fragment.
Wait.
Leadership theories.
Come on, no, back up. Okay, yeah.
Experience pivotal fragment. Rebels and Revels. Finale.
Here we go. Final. Learn to find beauty in the unknown, rather than fright. Here we go. How is this gonna end, Taylor? We all sit around the hotel room, engrossed in our campaign. Things sure have progressed since we started. I'm really invested.
Well then, you struck a deal with the leader of the Thorns. It seems like they're willing to negotiate things with Isaac.
That was a little fast. I thought we were in a prison cell.
I had to expedite things a bit. And remember, stay in character.
Wow, sure glad we got out of that prison cell. Being locked up with Dante sure is a special kind of torture.
Remember, I'm technically your boss.
I'd reconsider threatening me, Dante. If this deal goes south, you'll all die.
He's got you there.
What is the nature of this deal, anyway?
Well, it's basically a stalemate right now. We both have enough dirt to ruin each other. So I'm gonna ask them to drop it. Ceasefire, if you will.
And the town square is the best place for that.
Wait, I thought we were gonna bring them in. We have enough info to take down their entire organization.
It's more delicate than that. In a situation like this, it's best to trade discretion. We could take them down, but we can never erase info. Just trust me, alright? And yeah, the town square is the best spot. Too open for an ambush, and we're keeping civilians at a distance.
I'll take your word for it.
I hope they show up this time.
What do you mean?
Last time I arranged a meeting, it didn't go so well. Thankfully, the Monarch had my back.
That was a different kind of meeting, Isaac.
Right. But it's good to have some moral support either way. especially when there's so much on the line.
So we just wait, then?
Yeah, but by now we're experts at it. Besides, they agreed to show up before nightfall. It lessens the risk of an ambush on either side.
Our group of heroes waits in the town square. Eventually, as time passes, many of you start to lose hope. The window of time for their arrival gets smaller and smaller.
Where are they?
Something must have come up.
No, they'll be here, I promise. If not, then how about we go on the offensive?
You mean take them down like we originally planned?
At least we gave them a chance for peace.
True. That sounds like a plan to me. Been dying to put my sword arm to use again.
True, there hasn't been much fighting since the war. Looks like your arms have gotten a bit smaller, Kyron.
You didn't say that.
Right, of course not. Sorry.
Yeah, Dante, he will kill you.
More time passes, and then more. You're about to give up hope. And then...
And then?
someone approaches from the far side of the square. As promised, they came alone. Just in time, too. Hey, everybody!
Oh my god. Who else? Who else would show up? Taylor is the final boss.
Oh no.
Really? A GM-controlled character?
That means they're God.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, it is.
I came for Isaac.
You, might want to use less aggressive wording.
The negotiations. I came to resolve this.
That's better. Did you come alone?
As instructed.
He looks so goofy.
Really?
You calling me a liar? My entire organization is built on the truth.
Just being cautious. The townspeople are starting to watch from afar.
Good thing they have nothing to worry about. Peaceful negotiations, remember?
Yeah.
A tense atmosphere fills the town square. The slowly setting sun offers lighting to increase the drama. This was a standoff between the two best information brokers in the world.
I'm going to take slow steps toward you now. I promise not to make any sudden movements. In my pocket is a paper that we stole from your quarters. If we were to leak it, we'd have cause to take down the Thorns. I take slow steps toward the leader of the Thorns. I'm going to hand you the paper, and you can leave. Go back to your HQ and destroy all the intel you have on us. After that, remain silent about everything. We won't bother you, and you don't bother us.
How can I believe that, Isaac? Your monarch would let the Thorns roam free?
Yes. Mazeo will always have a criminal underworld. If we took you down, someone else would just rise up. So why not agree to put aside our differences? Who knows? We might even need each other's help in the future.
Very well. Continue stepping forward.
I keep stepping forward, taking slow, cautious steps. I know that any sudden movement could be seen as an attack.
Klace, go.
But little did he know, that's exactly what I had planned. When I get close enough, I reach into my pocket. But instead of a paper, I pull out my dagger.
No way.
What?
Isaac?
What the hell was that, Sprite? Dante, I'm sorry, your face looks completely lopsided.
I grab the leader of the Thorns, holding them hostage. I press the dagger against their throat in anger.
That's a thumbnail right there.
What are you doing?
As if you don't know. You came alone? Nice joke. I see two archers on the roof to the left,
and 2 more on the roof to my right.
R just to the left of me. R just to the right of me. Here I am.
I apply more pressure to his throat with the dagger. My turn to ask, what were you thinking?
Just trying to guarantee my safety.
I don't mean right now. Why did you skip out on our last meeting?
Huh? Sweet, he figured it out.
I know who you are. I figured it out in your quarters.
Then perhaps you'd consider showing me mercy.
Not after what you did to me. I've been looking for you my whole life.
Holy shit, this is actually getting good.
Wait, is that?
And that's the big twist. The leader of the Thorns is Isaac's father.
No fucking way.
What?
The big twist.
Oh, the irony. He abandoned his son to save him from the family business. He didn't want Isaac to live his life surrounded by crime and deception. But in doing so, he only condemned Isaac to that life from the start. In the pursuit of finding his parents, he became the swindler he was today. He embraced the very world that his parents tried to keep him out of.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. My thoughts exactly.
You might not want to watch this.
Wait, Isaac, don't kill him. And whatever happened, you can work it out.
No.
Isaac, please. Put the dagger away.
I'm not budging on this one, Dante.
The whole group tries to talk Isaac down, especially when they were under the eyes of several archers.
Isaac, if you stab him, we'll all die.
Isaac, this isn't what we're like. The monarchy doesn't assassinate people.
Then consider this my resignation. I run the dagger across his throat, then throw him to the ground.
Damn!
Isaac, seriously?
Okay, what kind of response is that to a death? just stab. Are you serious right now?
There's no time to act. The archers let loose in an act of revenge. Isaac tries his best to dodge, but he's shot through the left shoulder.
If only they aim for his right shoulder that has a pauldron.
Oh no! I'm shot!
In that moment, everyone flees from the town square. Arrows rain down upon you, and you try your best to escape unharmed. But one heartbreaking fact is clear. Isaac flees in the other direction, away from his friends. In this moment, he chose revenge over his loyalty to the monarchy.
He's gone rogue.
Revenge for his father abandoning him as a child. Revenge for every bad thing that ever happened in his life. It didn't even matter to him that the townspeople watched in shock. To them, they saw the monarchy resort to assassination. They'd never know who that was, or that the Thorns would fall apart. You all escape unharmed, but several questions linger in the air. What would happen to the monarchy next? What would the people think about your cause now? Isaac's actions struck a blow to the integrity of everything. Did he really abandon you after taking his revenge? Was everything that happened worth it? Is your rule in jeopardy? I think those answers we should save for the sequel.
Oh, come on! No one likes a cliffhanger! You said it yourself, Taylor! Taylor? God damn! Fucking voice crack. Dude. No one... Why? Why gotta end it on a damn cliffhanger? God, it was getting good! It was getting so good, man. Now I'm pissed.
View which journal entry?
AKA the day before. Saturday, January 4th, 2042. Well, tomorrow is the day. The leader of Argus finally reveals themselves. Nobody knows who they are, or even why they're appearing. People hope that they'll take accountability for the midnight deaths, but for some reason, I feel like that's not the case. Also, tomorrow's the day of Isaac's follow-up interview. but I think it's become clear that he's sabotaging it in order to enact his final plan. He's thrown away his entire career. The level of conviction he has is also actually kind of scary, but I guess nothing is stronger than personal belief. I don't really know what to write anymore. I've only really been here for a few weeks, but so much has happened. Maybe it's the part where we just strap ourselves in and enjoy the ending? Well, you probably already know what's coming, but the possibilities fill me with endless fright. If my life is deemed worthy of being experienced in any way, and tomorrow's the biggest day of it, well, I feel like that'll be the selling point. I kind of hoped my move would be simple, a slice of normal life, with maybe some romance and comedy sprinkled in for a good measure. But it seems like we're now agents of Cypher, and we're going to help Hermes change the world. Who saw that coming? Oh, besides you, of course. Delta. God, dude, it was getting so fucking good! And Taylor said it himself, no one likes a cliffhanger. I think. Someone said it. Someone said no one likes a cliffhanger in the group. I think it's Taylor. It's gotta be Taylor. And this bozo cliffhanger us. You liar! God. That was actually insane though. Just Taylor just steps in. And then Isaac all of a sudden just pulls out his dagger and not a piece of paper. My God. That was something. But I think this this episode has gone for long enough. So if you enjoyed and stuck with me thus far, thank you. And yeah, next part will be, I'm assuming, the second to last episode of Komorebi. And yeah. So enjoy my content. Like, subscribe, maybe. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.